So, before we get too far into this, I would like to say that I am in fact not tracing over somebody else's art. This is my art. I just already drew this character lineup of my characters, but I really wasn't happy with it. And what I tend to do with art is when I don't like something, instead of being a normal person and just fixing what I don't like, I end up just redrawing on top of the fully inked and colored image. It's really not a very proficient technique, I have to say. If you don't already know me, hi, I'm Isabella. I make animations. I pretty much just make animations and I draw stuff on YouTube. So fun stuff. Right now, again, this is the character lineup. As you can see, these are all of my characters. I actually added in all of the bots and stuff. If you don't know my series, it's called Virtually There. It's a sci-fi story, but it's very character focused. Every single person in this universe has a bot or a personal assistant. This is the main character, Ari. Right now I'm drawing her when she was a little girl with her bot her bot is actually really small. It can actually fit on her shoulder. But when she was little, her bot felt larger than life. So I kind of wanted to convey that in like a Studio Ghibli-esque cover. So that's what I'm drawing now that all the character design stuff is laid out. What can I talk about? Hopefully you can just put this video on in the background while you're drawing or you're doing something productive. If you're not doing something productive, go do something productive. Who actually watches speed paints all the way through? Are you insane? Just kidding. No, but I had so much fun drawing this. Studio Ghibli, what's so pathetic though is I went to Japan, all the way to freaking Japan, to see the Studio Ghibli museum. It was this incredible tour. We got to actually see all the places where Miyazaki was inspired to create Studio Ghibli. So it wasn't just the museum, but we went to this hotel that he was inspired by. We went to this architectural museum. Something so embarrassing though, up until that point, I had not watched a single Studio Ghibli film. I know, it's so embarrassing. I know. But the same thing happened in London. I've been to London before, and we went on this Harry Potter tour. I read up to book 4 and never watched a single movie. I'm sorry. I'm literally so bad. It's okay though. It was still really fun, both of those. But anyway, going back to Studio Ghibli, my favorite one, I know it's for like little kids, but I absolutely love Ponyo. I think she's so cute. I actually bought this mug that like this artist creates. It's called like Biggie Projects. If I remember, I'll link it down below. She has the prettiest mugs ever. This is not sponsored, obviously. I just bought one of her mugs, but they're so pretty. And look at Ponyo. She's back in the water. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop. But yeah, Studio Ghibli, huge inspiration. See, like, this is Ari when she was a little girl. Look at her little overalls. So the story is that she goes to the Sky City, which is like this giant futuristic, obviously, like I said, my story is sci-fi. She goes to this giant futuristic city, but she is actually a strawberry farmer. In this story, Earth is pretty much as is, but there's another group of people that went up to the sky to create their own utopia and then left a lot of the people on Earth behind. So she's one of the people left on Earth, but she goes up to Sky City to go to college, and that's where the story kind of kicks off. Next, this is what takes up most of the speed paint, is because unlike the other ones that were like, you know in Procreate how you can have replays of your drawing or whatever? That's what the other ones were, so they went by really fast. This is me actually trying to get back into drawing on my computer because I haven't drawn on my computer in a hot minute. So this is me drawing in Clip Studio Paint. So this is an actual screen recording of my drawing, so I was able to stretch out the footage a little longer. Again, I wanted to keep this video kind of themed, so this is still Ari. So the main character, you'll get really familiar with her. She's the girl with the flower pants, with the really short, fluffy hair, I guess, and the round eyes. But I was trying to I also, up until this point, I had realized that I had never drawn my main character in a side profile before, and I was like, oh no, we have to fix that. I need to know what this character looks like from the side. So that's what I'm doing right now. I did base this pose off of one I saw online, so keep that in mind. Also, I'm just realizing, looking back at this, if I don't draw on my computer for a long time, I will forget how to draw on it. And not in not in a physical way. Obviously art is art. That's why I get annoyed when people are like, digital art isn't real art. It's still the same motor skills. but the fluidity of drawing on an iPad is just gone when you draw on a computer, you know what I mean? So I have to get used to that, and also I have to get used to not being able to pinch and zoom, which is really annoying. So this sketch took me a lot longer than it would have normally, but you know, it's fine. I actually added a few details into that butterfly later to make it look like a digital butterfly. It's gonna be later on though. So, you know, I was so worried when I was making this speed paint that I wouldn't have enough to talk about, and then I would be like, okay, so what do I talk about here? And then I just hit record, and I'm like, so here's everything that's going on in my head, and you're gonna listen to it. And the words are just flowing. I feel like this is also because, if you didn't know, which I really doubt you know, I used to have a gaming channel where I'd post Minecraft stuff. I don't really post on it anymore because I wanted to pursue art. Like, it got to the point where I was posting Minecraft videos on it, but I would put animations everywhere, and I'd make Minecraft animations, and I'm like, it was pretty much the most artsy gaming channel you could possibly have, and I'm like, you know what, why don't I just make art videos? And I tried that, but then that channel kept like hiding those videos because it was looking for gaming content. So I'm like, okay, I'll just make a whole new account for animation. And that's where we ended up here at Issa Draws Things. The other channel is actually Issa if you want to check it out, but the videos are really old. So actually, no, don't do that. But I think what I was getting to with that is that is why I think I'm able to talk for a long time to the mic about literally nothing. I'd also live stream a lot, so I'm realizing I'm just comfortable in front of the mic. But then I realized I put my actual face as a profile picture of this channel, and I'm like, oh my god, why did I do that? Because I am comfortable in front of the microphone. Put me in front of a mic and I will talk for hours, but put me in front of a camera and I don't know how to but put me in front of a camera and I do not know how to exist, okay? I'm so awkward. I'm like, hi, what do I do with my hands? And then sometimes I'll watch back old footage that I've tried to do, or even in live streams, and then when I laugh, my laugh looks like, this isn't like a facial dysmorphia thing, okay? This is like a genuine, my laugh looks so fake, so my face looks ugly, because I'm just like, it was such a fake laugh, or such like a weird, like, forced emotion. So I need to get used to being on camera if I'm ever gonna make that work. So right now we have a happy medium of my little drawn persona in the corner that looks more like me than my gaming persona does. You know, this video is so disjointed. I'm so sorry. I hope this is still fun to watch while you're drawing or something. You know, just a fellow artist and their weird branding struggles. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, did I hit a roadblock? I don't know what to talk about. No, I know what to talk about. I'm going to tell you about Virtually There, my series. I'm going to go a little bit more into it. So, there was something a really important balance I wanted to strike with Ari's, the girl I'm drawing right now. There's an important balance I wanted to strike with her personality, because I do love the idea of an quote-unquote innocent character, but I don't like when they're naive to the point of stupidity. Like, I know when you're not experienced in the world, you make kind of dumb decisions that just kind of comes with it, you know? But I didn't want her to be the character that everyone is annoyed by, because I personally don't get annoyed by naive characters unless they make the same mistake over and over again and they never learn. So I think that's a big thing that I wanted to do with Ari's personality is, yes, she's very naive. She goes into things with way too optimistic of a point of view. But when she messes up or something bad happens, she won't make the same mistake again, or at least she'll actually do something active to not make that mistake again. So that's one thing that I wanted to incorporate into her personality. Another thing is that she's kind of more abrasive than a lot of naive characters. She's kind of in your face a little bit. She's a little bit of a lot. How about we say that? And also, I wanted to make sure and really put effort into making sure that in the story that she's a very active character. So she's the one who chooses that she wants to go to Sky City for college and she wants to leave Earth. She's the one who decides that she wants, I don't want to give away all the plot spoilers, but like I said earlier, everyone in this universe has a bot, or it's pretty much an AI assistant. Because I thought that exploring topics of AI assistance in indie art project is actually really interesting, and I'm not saying AI is good. Obviously, I'm not for AI art. Literally, why would I be? But specifically the topics of AI assistance, I thought was going to be a very interesting topic, and it will touch on some AI art topics. So if you've seen any of my shorts, you may see the character Flynn. He's actually an artist. So his bot is specifically trying to make art for him, but there's a constant push and pull between him and his bot because he really doesn't want his bot's help. He's like, I don't want your help. Like, literally, get out of my face. So it's just an interesting topic, and I think it's more interesting because, again, I'm like an indie artist, solo creator artist making a story about AI, so at least in the background. So that's where the themes, the story really circles around about what makes someone human. So throughout her whole journey, Ari goes to the main city, and she has this kind of goal to prove to everyone that her bot is alive. Her bot is named Blue. He's yellow. He is made out of yellow metal, but she named him Blue because, again, she named him when she named him when she was quite young, so we're gonna give her a little pass on that. But her bot, she believes, is alive because he can make decisions. He can not make decisions, but he has his own opinions. So, like, you know how a normal AI bot would just tell you what the best option is within a given situation, right? But for example, her bot is a picky eater. Her bot has an opinion on what she's wearing, like, hey, that's really ugly, don't wear that, or something like that. And her bot is really sassy, and she thinks that means that her bot is alive. She'll run into various other characters, like Ivan, for example, who is more of an engineer, who's arguing that, no, bots aren't alive. Your bot is just imitating human behavior, and it's a lot of push and pull between the different characters. Every character's coming in with a completely different view on bots and AI and technology. Ari is an optimist. Ray is a sports fanaticist who really sees bots as a way to measure up against, because she thinks that her physical performance will always be better than a bot's. And then there's people like Flynn who really don't like bots because he's an artist and he thinks they're going to take his job. And then there are people like Ivan who are totally for the bots because he's an engineer. He can see the technical progress and he really sees the future, or he thinks he sees the future of where all of this AI is going. So that's kind of a rundown of my series and also my meandering thoughts about literally everything shoved into 12 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this little speed paint. Let me know if you want more. I do tend to ramble, so if you're up for more rambling from me, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, I should say, just in case you're curious, I do have an official wiki for this entire series. If you want to read more about the story and all of that, I'll link it down below. Okay, bye for real.